Hello, this is Francisco Perez. Welcome to another educational lesson. Alright, as I've shown you, there's many places in America that are megalithic, have old structure and new structure. There's places that have been destroyed, there are ruins. There's millions of more places that are hidden. There's an extreme amount of archaeological evidence, which are all withheld from the general public. Definitions, books, whole places. You have no idea about it, been lied to you. We call Moab Desert Mojave Desert. No one that lives in the Mojave Desert calls it the Mojave Desert. Only us. When we read the Bible, we read that these people are spiritual people of copper colored skin with afro hair. We hear that they loved the drum, the flute. They wore breastplates and tassels. And they wore girdles, malos. They had capes, feathered helmets, priestly helmets, chiefly helmets. They knew the bow and arrow, the spear. They had dietary laws. Most didn't use graven images, but like today, the people of the Bible, we can be taught to use graven images. We can taught to lust for graven images and believe that that is our history. They wore feather cloaks. They wore head bonnets. We've been taught to see the people in the Bible and the Bible as a European thing, like all the things we've seen. Oh no, I gotta think like the European, but in actuality, they sound more aboriginal to me, with more aboriginal values. We're just not understanding. So all these places exist. Here, you cannot find all of these places in the Middle East where they say all this happened. All these people are telling you that a copper colored race was here and they went back and forth. Other people are telling you that this was a major trading area and we traded with the whole world. I showed you that Polynesians came here and they even had settlements. They even lived here. They traded here. They took language and gave language here. They're even close cousins to a lot of the original inhabitants of this land. But all of this is given to you, but not placed one by one in a chronological order, so you see it. They're all just scattered throughout all the lands, different information. And when you put all this information together, then you get to see a clearer picture. So we don't think that they this is a book. I'm gonna go into a few books today. So this book is Mysteries of the Mexican Period by Pt3. I'm going to this book. Lords of Totonicapan. The Annals of Cachiquicho's, title of the Lords of Totonicapan. Alright, so I'm sorry if this is not as good. I mean, I did a really great video. I had to erase all the information on my phone. And that was not backed up. So here you go. It's the second crack at it. Here you go. So first we're gonna start off at the Lord. Title of the Lords of Totonicapan. This is a letter from the translator. It's a letter from the translator. Okay? Let's go down. Translated of the attached manuscript written in the Ch7 languages by those who signed it in the year 1554, in accordance with the tradition held by their ancestors. This said manuscript consists of 31 quarter pages. Isn't this the language that we've been reading of? This said manuscript consists of 31 quarter. When you hear all those the writings of Columbus and all the ancient writings, they say this manuscript, this folio. So here we go. But translation of the first pages is omitted because they are on the creation of the world, of Adam, the earthly paradise, in which Eve was deceived, not by a serpent, but by Lucifer himself. As an angel of light, it deals with the posterity of Adam, following in every respect the same order as in Genesis and the sacred books. As far as the captivity of Babylonia, the manuscript, so they got detailed books of our captivity in Babylonia, and they had every crack at those books, which we never seen. The manuscripts we all watched Ancient Aliens. Oh, these are the only ones that survived, and it's not. They don't show us these ones, the Babylonian ones. So they must have kept that ones and burnt the rest. The manuscript assumes that there's three great Ch7 nations with which it particularly deals are descendants of the 10 tribes of the kingdom of Israel, whom Shalmaneser reduced to perpetual captivity, and who, finding themselves on the border of Assyria, resolved to immigrate. So Shalmaneser, we hear that in the Assyrian captivity of Israel. And then, and in this book, America, being the latest and greatest, most accurate description of the New World, right here on page 39, it says that the Tartars, which about the year 1228. So when we look at the Assyrian captivity of Israel, it says 700 AD. But when we talk to main scientists or researchers in the chronological field, they'll say that a lot of this history that we are prone to are regurgitations of what had happened in 300 AD until today, mostly from 300 to 1200 AD. So this is saying 1228 AD. So we got to understand that the timelines are messed up to extend the times. But really, these things were happening not so long ago. Only like 800 years ago, around there. Which is about the year 1228, under the command of Genghis Cham. So every time we hear, oh, the sons of Ham, it's not the sons of Ham. It's the sons of Cham, which it says in the Septuagint. If you look inside the Septuagint, Genesis. This is the Septuagint. This is an old Bible, okay, from the Coptics, called the Greeks. So this says, now these are the generations of the son of Noah, Sem, Cham. My hand's shaky. I'm trying to hold it up. It's heavy. Sem, Cham, Japhet, and the sons were born to them after the flood. And the sons of Cham, Chus, Mizraim, Phud, and Canaan. Canaan. You see? So they always say, oh, the sons of Ham is cursed. It's not the Afro person. It's the sons of Cham. And one of the kings of the sons of Cham, Genghis Khan, who is Shalmaneser, which says in this book, under the command of Genghis Khan, overspread the earth like a deluge, were the successors of the 10 tribes of Israel, which were carried into captivity to Assyria by Shalmaneser, who was up there called Genghis Khan, which is who we know modernly as Genghis Khan. This book is $50,000. So in this book, so we go straight to this book, and this is Mysteries of the Mexican Pyramid. And it says, remember we heard that they came 4 times, right? So this says, on the last time, we, the Mexican rulers, were brought here by a lord, whose vassals all our predecessors were, and who returned from here to his native land. He afterwards came here again, so he left here and went back home. Then he came back again, after a long time, during which many of our followers who had remained had married native women of this land, raised large families, and founded towns in which they dwelt. He wished to take them away from here with him, but they did not want to go, nor would they receive or adopt him as their ruler. And so he departed. But we have always thought that his descendants would surely come to subjugate this country and claim us as their vassal. So when you look in this book, go in more deeper in this book, it goes, "4 times Votan is said to have returned to his former home across the Atlantic, known as Balam Chivum, which Ordonez eventually identified as the city of Tripoli in Phoenicia." And what did they always label us, Phoenicians? Because we went to there and journeyed there. After one of these return voyages, Votan is described as having come to a great city where a magnificent temple was under construction, which it was intended to reach heaven, but was doomed by a confusion of languages. In his constitutions, Nunes de la Vega was even more specific, saying that what Votan saw was the Great Wall, the Tower of Babel. In a manuscript written in Quiché in 1554 by several Maya Indians, its Spanish translator, Padre Dionisio Jose Chonet, had this to say: "It is supposed in the manuscript that the 3 great Quiché nations mentioned in particular are descendants of the 10 tribes of the Kingdom of Israel, whom Shalmaneser reduced to perpetual captivity, and who, finding themselves in the confines of Assyria, decided to emigrate." The actual text ran, "These then were the 3 nations of Quichés, and they came from where the sun rises, descendants of Israel, of the same language and customs." So, you gotta ask yourself, we're the descendants of the 12 tribes. Many of us. we we the what is known about the descendants of the 12 tribes? They disappeared, vanished off the face of the earth, vanished, right? We know that the Shamanaza, the Syrians took us, right? We don't know where he brought us. Other people are trying to claim that's us. That they're us. Alright? Everything's saying that he brought us to America. Alright? He brought us here. All the ancestors, all my ancestors here in America, the Aztecs, the Quiches, that's my people, saying that we are them. We were brought here. Okay? They say we lost. They saying the Indians are this and that, are Mongoloids and this and that, hiding the fact that they're Afro-copper colored people. So they're hiding the true identity of the Aboriginals, and they're hiding where the Hebrew went, the Hebrew people went. All of this is strategically done so you laugh at all of this shit when everything fits. The buildings type, the clothes we wear, even some of our language, our phenotypes, our guidelines, our laws, our spiritual senses, even the way we misbehave, even the way we are out of line is aligned with the Bible and our ancestors, the Aboriginal people. I'm not saying take the Bible and word for word. I'm saying open up your mind to the possibility that much of this is accurate, and that it's up to you to make sense of your history, because they're not going to do it for you. They want to claim it. They want to claim this and claim that, and say you're not this and you're not that, and say you don't have a history. My Hawaiian people, my Central American Indian people, all we're told is that we don't, just a few hundred years. Past that, we don't know. You just killed yourselves and ate the children. It's just heathens, savages. But there's so much history, which is all being claimed by them, so they can have ownership of your land. So the Jewish people today rule with an iron fist only because they claim to be the Jewish people from the Bible, the Jews, which gives them claim to act this way, which my people from the Bible wouldn't act that way. Like, you ever heard of Southern hospitality? It's a black thing. You ever heard of the law spirit? It's the black thing. Black is a bad word. I use brown. It's a copper colored thing. It's a copper colored thing. The other day I was at I was shopping down there downtown, and this white old lady trying to cross the street, and the cars are crazy. I mean, just Chinatown. It's insane. So we're walking, and she's like, "Oh my God!" She goes, "Oh, you better not cross when the crosswalk's not on, because they're gonna hit you." And I said, "Yep." I said, "That's how it is. No more people that look like me anymore. No more enough people that look like me anymore." I said, "It's not. That's why they say the lost spirit is dead." I said, "But it's not dead. It's just, I just said that's why it's because there's not too many people that look like me. No more the lost spirit anymore. And she was like, that's right. Oh, are you a Native Hawaiian? Oh, you're taking the look of your ancestors. Because they know, look, every white person who's half educated know that we are the springy to woolly Afro races of full beard. And she knew already. She said, you have a nice day. And I said, well, you too. We're always respectful. We're the helpful, honest, respectful, loving, caring, with a heart people. And then when you cross us, we're warriors. That's the Hebrew people. Alright, so let's get into it. So here's the book, The Lords of Totonicapan. The chiefs of the third Ch7 tribe or nation were also four, and they are Chiato, Sechin, Yochitum, Yochirachmak, and Chipel. These were the trunk and root of the houses of the family of Galasiha and the Zununiha. But this tribe distinguished itself with the name of Yaakov. These were the three nations of Ch7, and they came from where the sun rises, descendants of Israel of the same language and same custom. When they rose from Patulan, the first leader was Balaam Kitz by unanimous vote, and then the great father Naxit gave them a present called Giran Gagel. When they arrived at the edge of the sea, Balaam Kitz touched it with his staff, and at once a path opened, which then closed up again, for thus the great God wished it to be done, because they were the sons of Abraham and Jacob. So it was those three nations passed through, and with them 13 others called Vokamag. Once on the other side of the sea, they were obliged to nourish themselves with roots because of the lack of food. But they traveled content. They came to a shore of a lake where there was a multitude of animals. There they built huts, but displeased with the place, they abandoned it. They came to a place called Chikpa. They paused there, and leaving a large stone as a monument, continued their wandering, sustaining themselves with roots. They came to another place which they named Chikishe. There they remained for some time, and abandoning it, arriving finally at a mountain which they called Hakavitz Chipal. So, that's what it talks about in history books. So let's get into it. So this is the King James Version, and we were 5 and 6. In the days of Shamgar, the son of Anath, in the days of Jael, the highways were unoccupied, and the travelers walked through the crooked ways. The inhabitants of the villages ceased. They ceased in Israel until that I, Deborah, arose. So this is for all the ladies. We love and appreciate you ladies. Just have patience with us, because right now we're trying to skim off all the wicked ways and habits that we have, all the thoughts and behavior patterns that we've occupied. So it's taking a while, but that's why we need you more than ever, because this is a time where we're trying to become more, so that we can be there for you guys, like we haven't been. All right, this is for you guys. They always say that women shouldn't speak, and Never had women who were leaders and prophets. But this is gonna show you right here, Deborah, the prophetess. That I arose a mother in Israel. They chose new gods. Then was war in the gates. What there shield or spear seen among 40,000 in Israel? My heart is toward the governors of Israel that offered themselves willingly among the people. Blessed ye the Lord. Chapter 5, verse 10. Speak ye that ride on white asses, ye that sit in judgment and walk by the way. They that are delivered from the noise of archers and the places of drawing water. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of the villages in Israel. Then she, the people of the Lord, go down to the gates. Awake, awake, Deborah, awake, utter a song, arise, Barak, and lead the captivity captive, thou son of Abinoam. So does this sound like a God that hates you, like he never hate anybody, like with all his essence? If every time you mess up, he's over there to bail you out, to let you stay in his house, to feed you like your parents. Then he made him that remaineth have dominion over the nobles among the people. The Lord made me have dominion over the mighty. Out of Ephraim was the root of them against Amalek. After thee, Benjamin among thy people. Out of Machir came down governors, and out of Zebulun they that handled the pen of the writer. And the princes of Issachar were with Deborah, even Issachar, and also Barak. He was sent on foot into the valley. For the division of Reuben there were great thoughts of heart. Why abodest thou among the sheepfolds, to hear the bleatings of the flocks? For the division of Reuben, there were great searchings of heart. Chapter 5, verse 17. Gilead abode beyond Jordan, and why did Dan remain in ships? Asher continued unto seashore, and abode in his breaches. Zebulun and Naphtali were a people that jeoparded their lives unto the death in the high places of the field. So it means exposed. There were people that exposed their lives unto the death in the high places of the field. The king came and fought. Then fought the kings of Canaan in Tanakh, by which waters of Megiddo. They took no gain of money. They fought from heaven. The stars in their courses fought against Assyria. The river of Kishon swept them away, that ancient river, the river Kishon, O my soul, that has trodden down strength. Now if we look at Sechin River, Sechin River is called local river. It's a local river. It's meaning crazy river. So it goes on dry season. Then all of a sudden, from mountain rain, it'll all of a sudden just overflow and become rampant. This is saying that the river Kishon swept them away. The ancient river, the river Kishon, O my soul, that has trodden down strength. And this Sechin River is an ancient river that runs through the Chasma Valley in the Ancash region in Peru. It borders Milu and borders Peru. And this place it's littered with megaliths. Okay? Littered. So we're gonna skip forward because I don't have much time. We're gonna skip to chapter 9. Okay? And Abimelech, the son of Jerubbaal, went to Shechin, went to Shechin. The son of Jerubbaal went to Sechin unto his mother's brethren, and communed with them, and with all the family of the house of his mother's father, saying, Speak, I pray you, in the ears of all the men of Sechin, whether it better for you either that all the sons of Jeroboam, which are 70 persons, reign over you, or that one reign over you. Remember also that I am your bone and your flesh. And his mother's brethren spake of him in the ears of all the men of Sechin all these words, and their hearts inclined to follow Abimelech, for they said, He is our brother. Chapter 9, verse 4. And they gave him 70 pieces of silver out of the house of Baal Berith, wherewith Abimelech hired vain and light persons which followed him. And he went unto his father's house at Ophrah, and slew his brothers, the son of Jeroboam, being 70 persons, upon one stone. He slew his brothers upon one stone. Sechin is an archaeological site in Ch7-9 province of Ancash region in northern Peru, dating to 600 BC. The site was discovered by Peruvian archaeologists Julio C. Tello and Toribio Mejia Espe on July 1st, 1937. Tello believed it was the capital of an entire culture. Sechin, not now known as the Ch7-9 culture or Sechin complex. Notable features include megalithic architecture with carved figures in bas relief, with graphically dramatizing human sacrifice, with bas reliefs with graphically dramatized human sacrifices. Cerro Sechin is situated within the Sechin Alto complex, as are Sechin Bajo and Taucachi Conkin. There is a small on-site museum. The slabs of Cerro Sechin may represent the Central Andes' oldest known monumental sculpture. The warrior relief of a warrior at Cerro Sechin. So he said Sechin Alto. Come on. Is a massive architectural complex in Peru belonging to the early formative period. It is located in the Ch7-9 province. So you see already. Back to the Bible, King James Version, Judges 9 and 5. And he went unto his father's house and Ophrah, and slew his brethren, the sons of Jeroboam, being 70 persons, upon the stone. Notwithstanding, yet Jotham, the youngest son of Jeroboam, was left, for he hid himself. And all the men of Sechin gathered together, and all the house of Milu, and went and made Abimelech king. Now Milu, if you look at Milu, Milu is right here. Right here is Milu. And right here is Sechin. Sechin, Milu. Right here is Sechin. Watch. Just show the thing. Come on, I got all the. So look, this is Sechin, and Milo's right here. So if you think, oh, that's the border of Milu. No, the border of Milu is like up here. The border of Sechin is right here. And who knows what the borders were back in the days. All up and down this river is Sechin, different megaliths. All over here, all megaliths in Milu area. This is come on guys, this is where the shit happened. Went and made Abimelech king by the plain of the pillar that was in Sechin. And when they told it to Jotham, he went and stood in the top of Mount Gerizim, and lifted up his voice, and cried, and said unto them, Hearken unto me, ye men of Sechin, that God may hearken unto you. The trees went forth on a time to anoint a king over them, and they said unto the olive tree, Reign thou over us. But the olive tree said unto them, Should I leave my fatness, wherewith by me thy honor God and man, and go to be promoted over the trees? And the tree said to the fig tree, Come thou and reign over us. But the fig tree said unto them, Should I forsake my sweetness and my good fruit, and go to be promoted over the trees? Then said the trees unto the vine, Come thou and reign over us. And the vine said unto them, Should I leave my wine, which cheereth God and man, and go to be promoted over the trees? Then said all the trees unto the bramble, Come thou and reign over us. And the bramble said unto the tree, If in truth ye anoint me king over you, then come and put your trust in my shadow. And if not, let fire come out of the bramble and devour the cedars of Lebanon. America is littered with cedar forests. America has almost every city has a Lebanon. Devour the cedars of Lebanon. Look, old growth cedar forest discovered in North America. Come on, look. I didn't even have to try. It was the third one down. You don't need to be an ecologist or a tree doctor, aka a Boris, to read the above headline. Old growth cedar forest discovered in North America. And take pause. After all, trees aren't something you tend to think of as growing in secret, especially long enough. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, you guys are too much. Yeah. Don't tell him. Especially long enough to be termed an old growth forest. But that's exactly what had happened outside of Guelph, Canada, a college town about an hour west of Toronto. Bling bling, that's another term in the Bible. Researcher Doug Larson was studying cedar trees on the cliffs of the Niagara Escarpment. Niagara for little over 3 years, when he discovered the cedars growing on the cliffs were several hundred years old. The discovery of an old growth forest has, thanks to the spread of civilization, deforestation, etc., become increasingly rare in scientific communities. So all of America was covered with cedars, and our ancient people used to use these cedars for medicine and building, which we talk about in the Bible. When the Europeans came and took power, they destroyed all of the cedar forests. and hid this history from us, so we wouldn't have medicine and wouldn't know who we were. And this can be said on many different levels, at many different instances, on many different things, not just the trees. These guys are too much. Yeah. Get out of here. It's about to finish, so let's continue. Now therefore, if ye have done truly and sincere in that ye have made Abimelech king, and if ye have dealt well with Jeroboam and his house, and have done unto him according to the deserving of his hands, for my father fought for you, and adventured his life fall, and delivered you out of the hand of Midian, and you are risen up against my father's house this day, and have slain his sons, 70 persons, upon one stone, and have made Abimelech, you have made Abimelech, the son of his maidservant, king over the men of Sechin, because he is your brother. If ye have dealt truly and sincerely with Jeroboam, with his house this day, then rejoice ye in Abimelech, and let him also rejoice in you. But if not, let fire come out from Abimelech, and devour the men of Sechin, and the house of Milu. And let fire come out of the men of Sechin, and from the house of Milu, and devour Abimelech, the house of Sechin, and the house of Milu, in Peru, where Maccabees happened. And Jonathan ran away and fled and went to Beer, and dwelt there for fear of Abimelech his brother. When Abimelech had reigned 3 years over Israel, then God sent an evil spirit between Abimelech and the men of Sechin, and the men of Sechin dealt treacherously with Abimelech, that the cruelty done to the 70 sons of Jeroboam might come. So karma, right? Cause and effect. I'm telling you, the Creator's not up there throwing lightning bolts at us. He set a righteous system up, and when you pass beyond the righteous parameters, then things occur outside of your power, and it's set up already. And this is like what he's saying what happened here. Like, it all came back to him for what he did, like karma, cause and effect. And upon the men of Sechin, it's like the Creator don't even have to do anything. He already set it up. Just like the Europeans today, a lot of times they don't have to do things to manipulate us. They let their machine work, and we do it ourselves. We go and we feed our children all the poison food because we want them to enjoy their life and have the same MSG feelings we've had. We want them to do all these things, not because it's better for them, but because we want them to enjoy their life, have a good life. And the men of Sechin set liars in wait for him in the top of the mountains, and they robbed all that came along the way by them, and it was told Abimelech. So we look where the mountains at. So I'm gonna do a dismount. I think I got a couple seconds left. So Sechin, I'm saying, is Sechin. Sarah Sechin is Sechin in the Bible in Judges, which is next to Milu, which is in Cusco, Milu, Cusco, the house of Milu, the house of Sechin, with the bas reliefs of the human sacrifice, because of course they would make a bas relief. All their kings was killed, human sacrifice. They made a bas relief about it. The only one left was the bastard son, which was related to the killer, and he became king. Come on now, does that sound like a lot of stories? Sounds like John Lackland's story. Sounds like everybody's story who murdered their family to rule. Like all the movies we've been watching. But anyways, I'm gonna head out. I'm starting to rant already. Alright. Shalom.